I want to frame this in the proper context. Right and wrong, legal and illegal. That is very important. Now, we may spend a lot of time talking about statutes and preservation of that. That is really not the issue. The issue is a legal one, as a general matter. Now, you all have our prepared positional statement, which totally contradicts the historian, which totally contradicts the city attorney, who's derelict in his duty to present a code to you that cannot retroactively apply 100 years prior to that. It applies prospectively. We have Supreme Court decisions, we've got judge decisions in Dansville, in Charlotte, all over the country. The governor has spoken, the American people have spoken, the courts have spoken. Even on the question of specialty license plates. Now, whether you like it or not, it deals with the central issue of the responsibility of the government, the legal government. That is what this issue is all about. It is not your government or my government, it is our government. This is important, to frame this issue correctly. Now, we are requesting that the monument, the city's monument, 27-foot tall Confederate monument, be removed from the grounds of City Hall, and the use of taxpayers' dollars to permanently care for, preserve, and take care of the monument. Because we believe that the city, the government, has taken sides with the Confederacy. Let's be very, very clear about that. You don't have a witch up there and all of that business. The government must remain neutral. And as is stated in our comments, the United States government, the Union, and I'm glad we have a historian here, the Confederacy was ruled illegal, period. Which means that it has no place on government property that represents all the American people. It must be neutral. It is not a question of hate, it's not a question of slavery. It is a question of the government being free of taking sides in any matter. And every American ought to appreciate that, where the government does not advocate, does not take sides with one group or another, or advance one's religion over another. This is what makes America great. Now, we talk about places in here. I travel around the world. I too am a veteran. But those places do not have the rights that we have. And the actions that are being demonstrated in this country would not be tolerated in those countries. I know this because I've been there. And I know hearing from what people are saying, your words locate you, you've never been there. Because it's unacceptable. The government must be neutral at all times. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Perry, the United Front for Justice. Yes, ma'am. And I just want to close this a split second.
Right.
The violence that was meted out across the country, I was so happy to hear the gentleman from the other side kind of give some credence to people were murdered, people lost their lives. But I had to call in the FBI in Danville, Virginia, because councilmen were threatened. Literally brought the FBI in. And now we're part of pushing RICO all over the country, so when people are threatened, or whatever your belief, whatever your history is, we got a place for you. Now I'm thankful the police officers here, the FBI probably is flanking around too, but we are not going to put up with that in America.
Thank you again. Thank you for coming.